Hello children, today from Silver Point School Learn from Home content, we are going to study in geography about the lines of latitude and what are latitudes. Now when you see the globe, you will notice that there are some lines which are drawn on the surface of the globe. Some lines which are running from east to west and some lines which are running from the north to south. Now these lines which are running from the east to west are called the lines of latitude, while the lines which are running from north to south vertically are called the lines of longitude. Now today we are going to study about what are latitudes and what are lines of latitude. Now as we know, a latitude is an angle formed at the center of the earth, either north or south of the equator, measured in degrees. Now if you look at the picture of the globe on the left hand side of this slide, you will see that an angle has been drawn at the center of the earth on this globe which is showing 40 degree. So this is what we call a latitude is. It is an angle which is formed at the center of the earth with the equator. And in this case the latitude is showing 40 degree. So then what is a line of latitude? A line of latitude is an imaginary line that is drawn on the globe from east to west, joining places having the same latitude either north or south of the equator. So what does this mean? Now look at the second picture at the bottom. Now you can see that an angle has been formed in this diagram also with 45 degree north and 45 degree south. So the angle which is to the north of the equator is showing from 0 to 45, it's 45 degree north. Similarly, the angle which is formed below the equator, that is in the southern hemisphere, is from 0 to 45 degrees south. Now when we are joining these angles that we get 45 degree north with the help of a straight line or a circle, and we join the 45 degree south line with the help of a circle or a straight line, we get the 45 degree north latitude line and the 45 degree south latitude line. So similarly you can see there are other circles also or lines which have been drawn on the globe taking in concern the different angles which are formed from the center of the earth. So that is why we say a line of latitude is a line which is imaginary, of course, and it is drawn on the globe either east or west, joining places having the same latitude either north or south of the equator. Then we come to what are the features of these parallels of latitude. Now first of all, they are all imaginary lines that move horizontally, that is running from the east to west of the globe. Secondly, the lines are parallel to each other. So these lines, they never meet each other, they are always parallel to each other. Thirdly, the lines are equidistant from each other and each of them are forming complete circle. So you can see in the picture on the left side that each of them are equidistant from each other. That means the distance from each line with the other is remaining the same all over, and they are all forming complete circles as you see them. Fourthly, they become shorter in length as we move from the equator towards the poles, and the two poles are mere points. Now what does this point mean? That they are all becoming shorter in length as we move from the equator to the pole. Why? Because the shape of the earth is a sphere. So these circles are getting smaller and smaller as we move towards the poles, and till it gets to become just mere points at the two poles. So the North Pole and the South Pole are not circles but mere points. Lastly, there are altogether 181 parallels of latitude, that means there are 90 to the north of the equator and 90 to the south of the equator, plus the equator which is running through the middle of the globe. So that makes total 181 parallels of latitude. Now all these parallels of latitude, ultimately what is the use? They are helping us in locating places accurately on the globe. So these are all the features of the parallels of latitude. So today we have learnt about what are latitudes, what are lines of latitude, and ultimately the features of these lines or the parallels of latitude. Thank you, children. So in the next class we'll study about the longitude lines. Thank you.